What's up, fam? It's all clouded, and this week has been absolutely crazy. So, we've got a lot to cover. We've got the fetch. The fetch seemed to be the topic of discussion. We got progress. We got all kinds of shit going on. So, let's get it started. So, first thing you might notice, you're looking at the T11. I got the 8.5K. So the reason why, if you guys recall, why I wanted the 8.5K is because 8.5K, somewhere around that mark for me, because I don't have a maxed out wave accelerator, actually equals around a 11 to 12 hour run. Roughly 11 and a half hours, that sort of jazz. And we got it. I kind of thought I might take about 2 weeks to get there, but we managed to get it this week, and it's made a pretty substantial difference to how things are going in that. So before we do the rounds and we start looking at things, just want to give a shout out to basically all of you fellas for tuning into the vids and that. I can't believe we're up to episode 18, and also because I seem to be having an issue with recording on my phone where it downscales the image, and lately it's been scaling the quality down quite a bit, to the point where I've checked through some of the videos and they're coming out at 480. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but looking at how far we've gotten and everybody tuning into these vids and that, it's probably about time that I start actually recording on my PC. I downloaded all the stuff for it to do it. I just haven't gotten around to do it. But for the thousands of views that we get each month, the least I could do is probably get my ass into gear and start sorting it out. So yeah, that's just a bit of housekeeping, and just also massive thanks to all you fellas for tuning in, and massive thanks to all the content creators who always show me much love. It's always appreciated. So yeah, where were we? Tier 11, 8.5 thousand waves. So let's look at the stats. Where are we? So stats, 1.19Q. That's right. I fully forgot. We hit the 1Q mark. One bloody Q at 13,000 stones. Oh my goodness. So roughly, I'm thinking we were at 950. Yeah, so we almost hit 250 trill this week. So here's the runs. So we're predominantly farming the T11. Look at that. 22 trill. Now, I'm not going to lie. There was a little bit of influence from Fetch. But I think roughly we went from 16 trill to, at the moment, currently, we're doing 20 trill. So we've almost gained back, those stats that Fetch, the Farfetched, actually, blew the numbers out. So yeah, we've made some pretty decent progress, and that is basically for the tier 11 runs. It's just going deeper into the waves. Now there might be some other stuff that we might pick up on. I would show you guys the spreadsheet. I was trying to track the numbers and all that, but for some reason, how I was writing it down in the Discord, it's playing up. Now on Ethan DX's video, I think he explained that they're changing something, or they're going over to more of a website thing, which kind of, it was super useful being on the phone and recording on the phone and that. But if we go to PC, then it doesn't matter. We can use anything. We can go to the tower.notion or whatever the hell we want. So you see a bit of a .z up there. So let's go have a look-see. Boom! Look at that, fam. This is the first week that we haven't done the demoted. Not going to lie, I was going to be like these guys down the bottom. Oh, brother, what? Toe bums and Mr. I don't know. I was going to do their one and just one wave it and then get back to farming, but I thought, you know what, I might actually try. So, I mean, one could argue that it might be an easy bracket, but last tourney, I actually only missed out on, or last Legends tourney, I actually missed out only by 9 waves, and I haven't even been re-speccing. So maybe I should stop being lazy and actually start re-speccing, and you know, we might be able to get somewhere. Speaking of re-speccing, we could probably look how much coins tied up in my workshop. So I don't even have much. So 223 trill. It's not even much, but I mean, it might be helpful. Boom, boom. So we might as well claim that. So that means we get another fast run next week. Oh, before we do that, oh, we got another rank one. So last 20 we got another rank one. The guys were chopping at their at my heels. They were right behind me, and they were trying to hunt me down. But we managed to get the rank one. Wasn't an easy bracket. I don't know, man. Those battle conditions were pretty trash. But yeah, we got the rank one. And we got rank 23. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Claymaroo. We got not bad, mate. Event. Oh shoot. I suppose I can do this tomorrow. We just got that dumb workshop one. That's fucking needs. Let's get into it. So the Farfetched. First off, shout out to my homies. I think we actually lost someone. I was actually going to put out the new member Bob, or Bobaroo. Look at that. Bloody Lego player. So we got Bob in there. We lost someone. I don't know what happened, but they were AWOL in that. But yeah, again, massive shout out to the guildies. They punched pretty hard. I think, you know, everybody was chasing that Guardian. The Farfetched. I'm pretty sure you guys are all over this. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody knows the deal. All I can do is share my experience with it. Was it super busted when we got it? It was. I was loving it. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody was loving it. I was cracking up in Discord when everybody was posting PBs and that, when I knew after my first run that this thing was absolutely cracked. So that's how my one's looking at the moment. There is some effective sheets floating around. There's one on Tal.Notion. There's a bunch floating around in the Discord. Again, if you are looking for a path and what's optimum, there's plenty of them out there. Basic rule of thumb that people are saying is just keep this side 2x and the cost to that side. Or maybe it was level, I don't know. But that's how mine's looking, and I have no problem as far as, collecting the gems and the medals. Roughly the reroll shards that I'm getting from Fetch is roughly, I think I worked it out to be 8 to 9% of my reroll shards per run. So maybe that's something for you fellas if you're interested in it. And I've got a maxed out reroll shard lab. So yeah, maybe that's something that you might be interested in. What I would say as far as investing in it, because heaps of people are saying, you might as well not even invest in it now that it wasn't even about coins. It was about the other stuff, the shards, the medals, the modules and that. I would say if as a baseline, as far as your investment goes, my recommendations, it's completely up to you, but I would recommend that you would check the tab and we can have a look at it. I'm sure you've already seen it. So you can check the tab down here. It's right at the bottom in the latest update. And then over the 24-hour period, just work out how many, mainly medals. Gems are gems. It's all got a cap. If you're unsure, the medals is kept at 10 for the medals. And the gems is kept at 20, I believe. So the gems is whatever. I mean, it all adds up. But I would recommend that for the medals, you would make sure that you get the 10. Now, some people, I don't know. So from what I read on Discord, FUD said that only 1% of the population actually has of the tower community actually runs this thing 24/7. So if you do shorter runs, or maybe only do one run a day, you log in, you do one long as run or whatever. Just make sure that you're collecting your medals. And if you can't get your amount of medals, then what I would recommend that you do is you invest in it. So I have no issue with it because y'all know me, I like long runs, 11 to 14 hour runs. So I have no issue at all. But if you are having an issue getting those medals at least, then I highly recommend you at least get a baseline level into Fetch, and then whatever from there, whether they do end up buffing the steel or so on, then yeah, I highly recommend that you get that baseline amount, because somebody worked it out. I was reading that as a free-to-play player, now these numbers could be wrong, I don't know, they just look legitimate how they sent out the calculation, is that as a free-to-play player who's not buying this pass, it ends up being a 19% increase in medals just from getting that baseline number. Now 19% is huge. 19%, no buy-in, just with a minimum investment from something that's free, that's acquired by doing something that you already do every day, is a massive dub in my books. And it's roughly around 8-9% increase for people that do buy the pass. So yeah, you definitely want to get your hands on it. I think I worked it out in my head that it ends up being, by the end of the year, it's a couple battle passes. It's 1 or 2 battle passes that you got for free. So yeah, definitely get into it. And yeah, again, they do reckon that they are buffing up the steel, because at the moment it's complete AIDS. That's what mine looks like, and it's doing knack. For the store, what did we get? I think I just picked up the golden bot. So yeah, I picked up the golden bot. Yeah, obviously we got the fetch. My golden bot, poverty bot, is at 54 meters and at 84 seconds. So we're getting that cooldown. So I don't know. Since I started moaning about it, it was roughly like 8%. And I think at the moment we're steadily getting around that 12% of our coins. So I'm pretty wrapped with the progress. Sucks that I have to be buying the battle pass to get it, but why are you crying over spilled milk? So how we got the 8.5, basically all day bangers on the T11 is we unlocked, where is it? We unlocked that. Let's go, lads. Enemy level skips plus. So that's made the biggest difference. Like instantly, when I unlocked it, I put a few levels into it, and boom, instantly got 500 waves. Just like that. That's how powerful those skips are. I mean, we all know this. Like, think about it like this. When you first unlocked in this tab the enemy level skips, and do you remember when it gave you a fright with how much extra waves you got just from unlocking this tab? That's what I just experienced. Let's go, boys. That's what we just got. I actually managed to get this to 300 and this to 300. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to bounce around between leveling these up. And I think the biggest, obviously the attack level skips helps you like for your face tanking, because I'm still, stuck in that mode. But the biggest difference that I feel is actually the health level skips, because I'm actually killing stuff for longer. I'm going, I'm not versing mobs with health that's in the big S. Or at some waves I was in tier 10, I was the letter next to the name was O. I don't even know what the hell number that is. Octillion? Oxfillion? Was that even a number? I don't even know you could get numbers like that. But that's what we were hitting. So having those enemy level skips, and then obviously with the G comp, getting those ancestral rolls has made a big difference. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to be bouncing in between this tab, for the enhancement, and then I also want to take advantage of start bouncing in between this tab. I want to get that attack speed 400 trill. Yeah, we'd also get more damage, blah 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 blah. So that's what we're up to in the workshop. So that made the biggest difference. Ultimate weapons. So before we get into the next tab, I've decided before we get all I want is that third spotlight, but I keep getting held up doing other stuff. But I've decided that to pick up levels in this. And the reason why is because soon I'm going to actually need that slot on my core module, and it's a wasted slot, and I know it's bloody stones and whatever, but I want to get it to 58 meters at a baseline, and then that way I don't need to worry about if it ends up on the mod, and I can actually use the rolls for something else. So that's what we've been spending our stones on. There might have been something else, I don't know, but that's what we're doing. We did this tab. Oh, we actually got an extra card slot. Where is it? So we're at 16 now. Yeah, yay me. So I had like 10,000 stones or gems, and then I did say I need another card slot. If the mod is something that I'm not really after, then we'll get a card slot and whatever. So I've got a card slot, and I pulled modules, and I'm sorry I pulled modules off the video, but I'm just loving it too much. So speaking of modules, you're going to notice something a little bit different. Boom! We finally got an Ancestral in the core slot. And not just that, we finally got a Multiverse Nexus. Bro, what the hell's going on? It took me 7 weeks to get one copy. It was stuck at Legendary for ages. So what this does is it actually opens up options. That's not all what we got. So not only did we get this Harmony Conductor, I think it's called, to Ancestral, but Fuds was trolling, and he didn't just give me 4 copies or 3 copies that I needed. He gave me like 7 or something ridiculous. Like, look at this. 1 star. Bro, 1 star. And if you're just tuning in and you're wondering why I'm using it, the only reason why I'm using it doesn't matter what I use on this slot for farming, because I'm running Perma, Black Hole, and the GT and the Death Wave are in sync themselves. So it doesn't really matter what I put on it. And the unique effect, though I wish I was getting something that was helpful, it's just there. So now that we've got Ancestral, we can actually go for Ancestral rolls. So we would be looking at GT duration, and then we would be looking at Deathwave quants, and then we'll be looking at spotlight angle for when we get the third lamp, and then we'll be looking at GT bonus. Now, because we also got this sucker, I actually did a test run, and I can actually do, wearing this, I can actually do a devo for 11 to 12 hour runs in T10. So that's another option. We can also devo, like, bro, we got options, brothers. Bro, do yourself a favor, kids. Get yourself 10,000 gems and slam it in this and pray for RNG, and yeah, you might come up with some options. Somebody was talking about that these things are seeded. I don't even know what that means, but I'm assuming it means that it pulls in a certain rotation or something or rather like that. So I think that's why Fuds I think that's why old Uncle Fuds is trolling me, giving me 7 harmony conductors and making me wait 7 weeks for bloody Multiverse Nexus. We also got this at 1 star, which is pretty nice, a nice little boost. And then also the levels are going up pretty good too. So we've got 24s, 23, so we're getting there. We haven't really been shattering much. So these are all still waiting. We're just been, like, when we get close to a level down here, if I need some shards to get it across the line, then we'll smash shatter. So yeah, that's the options that we kind of have. So if we go back to this tab, we could add an ancestral roll. We could turn this to 50 seconds. We can get another 2x bonus. Just on that, on those rolls on your module, the bonus from GT bonus that you roll on it, it doesn't apply to the in-game perk. So it stays flat. So that's another consideration. We could also get another 2 quantity on here, so that'll take it to 6. 1, 2, 3, and then be another 4th one. What's the other one? Spotlight angle. So the spotlight angle is another 5 degrees or 4 degrees or something like that. So we might have this near 50. And then the Multiverse Nexus, I have already rolled that. So that thing's ready to go. Deathwave Quant, GD bonus, Spotlight Angle. That thing's already ready to go for a Devo. So yeah, we're just loving it at the moment. Labs. So labs is another massive, thing that we achieved. So doing those longer tier 11 runs, basically running it 24 hours around the clock, no downtime. I actually get to a point where, depending on perk choices, where I actually, have to end it, have to do the kills me every time buzz. But labs, we can now comfortably run 4 labs at 4x. Boom, 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 boom. That's huge. So we're just smashing through the labs. So we got lab speed back on. We got Chronofield. Chronofield, I'm a little bit humming and harring. So Chronofield, I know these things take months, but I've got to invest in my econ. My econ ultimate weapons. So, and that's going to take me months too. So hopefully I don't end up wasting my time doing these and then I end up having some downtime because I'm not even, because somebody said that Chronofield takes like 4,000 to 8,000 stones. That's out the gate. That's almost my lifetime stones. Just in one ultimate weapon. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't hurt too much. I stuck crit factor, so this lab here has been a bit of a flex. Like not flexing like I'm flexing that poverty crit factor, but a flex like I've just been putting all sorts of random shit in there. Module shard cost, that's actually been helpful. Every level or so I just do a refund and see what we've been getting, and tax speeds down the bottom. So we can look at a bit of history because we did have a few things over here. What's the date today? The 11th. So I'll take it back to 4th. Oh yeah, so we can see it right there. So we got range. Maybe that's what helped in the Legends tournament. I was, having that extra range. I put the range card on too. We maxed out reroll shards, or we added in shockwave too. To help with using the extra range. And then you're gonna see heaps of random stuff. So workshop, the utility discounts. So sticking random stuff like that in. I think I did some other random stuff here too. Protector's radius. So the issue that I have with The reason why I put protect the radius in there is because I always get a little bit of a FPS drop each time that, you know, when I'm deeper into the runs and the green shield or whatever, and it hoards all the enemies. The good thing about it is when a death wave goes out, it attacks them all. The stink thing about it is I'm probably losing out anyway, because I get like a FPS drop. Like every time I get a slight little stutter and a bit of a FPS drop. So I thought that maybe adding in protector radius. So the way it looks is like most of these labs, if you haven't touched it yourself, or maybe you've got it gold boxed, is the way it looks is it probably needs like a fair bit of time. Now it makes sense because they wouldn't just let you, you know, speed through a lab like that. You know, something that could be that impactful, but I feel like doing it to try to help with, you know, FPS related issues. Now, probably the real answer to it is like just get more damage, bro. Like if you got more damage, you could smash through it. But bro, I'm weak as my tower is weak as shit, and just simply getting more damage. It's a little bit longer than that. So yeah, I thought I'd just try that. I pulled it out because, yeah, again, I feel like you have to actually put some significant investment in it, and then maybe we'll get back to it someday. Some of my favorites, but yeah, having these all at full X, sweet. We're just humming with the labs, and I can't really think if there's anything else. So plans going forward. What we could actually do, we'll actually remove this, and then we'll see how far we are to get it to 58. Oh, bro, look at that one click. Let's go. Boom. So now we have the baseline of the black hole size. So now I just need to get an extra 3 seconds on here to take this to 32. And then after we do that, we can finally go for the third quantity. Probably the bonuses is if we do equip this. If we do equip this, and then we go Devo, we might. It should be easier for us to level up the cooldowns. Reduce the cooldowns on GT and Deathwave, because I'm only doing like one at a time. And then, you know, it's not so painful doing like 600 or 700 stones when I could probably end up be doing like one a week for at least the next couple of weeks, and that'll get it down. Or we could just keep staying spin to win. We could do whatever. Who knows? That's pretty much the plan. We also need wave accelerator maxed, so we could pick up 12% for the wave accelerator, which I think will be helpful as far as, you know, how efficient our runs are for just purely peeling out more waves than that. So we've got a few things to chew over the fat. Don't forget what I said about Fetched. You definitely want to check it out. Oh, and if you're curious, this is what my tier 11 bonus is. Take a pause if you want to look at it. And I mean, I know it's not up in the thousands or whatever, but yeah, I feel like we're just going into a good space in there. So if you like what you see, you know the drill, fam. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification so you can see when the next video is coming out. And as always, keep it clouded, fam.